Dear learner, I welcome you all on behalf of School of Engineering and Technology, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. Dear learner, today I am going to discuss topic that is power measurement and three-phase AC circuits. So as you know, the first term that you can see here, that is a power. So what is a power? Power is nothing but it is a product of voltage and current. That means if you want to measure the power, if you can measure the voltage and current, then you can also measure the power. Similarly, if you want to measure the power by some instrument that is called wattmeter, then you can also measure the power. Here we are going to discuss how the power can be measured in three-phase AC circuits. So as I told you that power can be measured with the help of the wattmeter. So what is a wattmeter? Basically a wattmeter is an instrument that consists of two coils. One is current coil and another is pressure coil. Pressure coil is also called potential coil. So with the help of the current coil, that means you can measure the current, and with the help of potential coil or pressure coil, you can measure the voltage. So if you are able to measure the voltage and current, so product of voltage and current is what? That is a power. And unit of power is what? That is a watt. So instrument that measure the power directly, that instrument is called wattmeter. So here you can see that this is a three-phase circuit, and here you can see there is a two wattmeter is connected W1 and another wattmeter is connected W2. So as I told you that current wattmeter has two coil. So the current coil having low resistance is connected in series with the load so that it carries the load current. So this one is a current coil. Here you can see the coil has less number of turns. So what is the effect of that less number of turns? That means if number of turn is less, that means you can say length of conductor is less. If length of conductor is less, so what is the resistance? Resistance is nothing but it is R is equal to rho L upon A. That means resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. So if length of the conductor is less, that means the resistance of that wire is less. If resistance is less, that means current which is flowing through that particular wire, it will be more, because I is equal to what? I is equal to V upon R. So if R is less, that means current is more. That's why current coil has less number of turns. As well as current coil has the dia of that conductor is more. That means because R is equal to what? R is equal to rho L upon A. That means resistance of any wire is inversely proportional to the area of conductor. And what is the area? Area is nothing but it is a pi d square upon 4. That means if diameter of any conductor is more, so that means if dia is more, that means area is more. If area is more, that means resistance is less. If resistance is less, that means current is more, because I is equal to V upon R, and R is directly proportional to the area of the conductor, and area is directly proportional to pi d square upon 4. So that's why the current coil have less number of turns, and the dia of that current coil is more. And second coil which is called potential coil or pressure coil. The potential coil have high resistance, is connected across, or you can say parallel to the load, and carries the current proportional to the potential difference across the load. So here you can see this one is called pressure coil. Here you can see the number of turns are more in comparison to the number of turns in current coil. Reason is what? Because if length is more means resistance is more, right? If resistance is more, that means whatever the current flowing through this wire, it should be less, because whatever the current that is going through the circuit, whole current should go through this wire only, right? That means current flowing through potential coil should be less. So current flowing through potential should be less. For that you have to keep in mind that resistance of that pressure coil should be more. And how the resistance of the pressure coil can be the more? If now current coil. Reason is same as I already told you, that because you have to keep resistance more. If resistance is what? R is equal to rho L upon A. That means resistance is inversely proportional to the area of the conductor, and area of the conductor is what? Pi d square upon 4. That means if dia is less, that means thinner conductor are being used in the pressure coil, that means area is less. If area is less, that means resistance is less. If resistance is less, that means current is more. So here you can see that you can say the wattmeter have two coils, one is current coil and another is pressure coil. Current coil have less number of turns and dia of the conductor will be more, and pressure coil will have more number of turns and dia of that conductor should be less. Now, because we are going to discuss the power measurement for the three-phase circuit, so as you know, in the three-phase there is three wire, you can say R, Y, B. That means now you have to measure the power. If there is a single-phase circuit, you can say whatever the power that comes in your home, so it can be measured with help of the single wattmeter. Just you have to put the wattmeter between phase and neutral, and you can measure the power with help of the wattmeter. Now we have to measure the power in three-phase circuit. So there are different methods by which you can measure the power in three-phase circuit. So first method is what? 3 wattmeter method. So in 3 wattmeter method, what happens? The algebraic sum of each 3 wattmeter gives the total power consumed by three-phase load. That means suppose you have a three-phase circuit, you can take the example of the star connection, or you can take the example of the delta connection. So there is a 3 wire are there, that means one is R, Y and B. So just you put individual 3 wattmeter in the respective phase with respect to the neutral, right? And just you measure the reading of all the 3 meter, and you just add this, or you can say the algebraic sum of the reading of these 3 wattmeter will give you the reading of the power consumed by three-phase circuit. Second method is what? Second method is 2 wattmeter method. So in 2 wattmeter method, what can be done? This method gives true power in the three-phase circuit without regard to the balance or waveform provided in case of star connected load. The neutral of the load is isolated from the neutral of the source of the power. And in case of 2 wattmeter method, 2 wattmeter is also useful for three-phase 4-wire system in which neutral wire carries the neutral current. So in three-phase 4-wire means what? Three-phase means R, Y and B, and fourth wire is what? Fourth wire is a neutral wire. So if there is a balance system, so in case so there is zero current in the neutral wire, but in case of the unbalanced system, there will be some current in the neutral also. 2 wattmeter method can also be used in three-phase 4-wire system. In three-phase 4-wire system, the sum of the instantaneous current in the principal lines wire is not necessarily equal to 0 as in three-phase 3-wire system. The next method by which you can measure the power in three-phase circuit, that is a 1 wattmeter method. In this method, what can be done? In this method, a single wattmeter is used to obtain 2 readings which are obtained by 2 wattmeter by the 2 wattmeter method. This method can, however, be used only when the load is balanced, because you are using the three-phase system, or you can say three-phase circuit, whether it is a star connected system or it is a delta connected system. And if you want to measure the power with the help of 1 wattmeter method, so just you have to connect in the series 1 wattmeter, then you can measure the power of the three-phase circuit. But condition is what? It should be the balanced circuit, or you can say balance means what? all the three phase will have equal power. So we are assuming that whatever the power is being consumed by the R phase, same power will be consumed by the Y phase and B phase. So if you can measure the power in R phase or Y phase or B phase, then just you have to multiply by the 3. So or you can say add these 3 power. So you can measure the 3 phase power by 1 wattmeter method if load is a balanced system. Now we are going to discuss in detail. So first method that I told you, that is a 3 wattmeter method. So here you can see this is a star system which have load Z1, Z2 and Z3. From the R phase and between R phase and neutral the impedance is a Z1. Between Y phase and neutral impedance is a Z2. Between B phase and neutral impedance is Z3. And here you can see these 3 wattmeter are connected here. The one is a W1, another is W2 and third one is W3. So just you have to measure the reading of all the 3 phase, that means W1, W2 and W3, and just you take the algebraic sum of these 3 wattmeter, then you can measure the power of 3 phase system. Similarly, it can be measured in case of the delta connection. Here how the wattmeter is connected, here you can see in the diagram. Next method is a 2 wattmeter method. This method can be employed to measure power in 3 phase, 3 wire, star or delta connected balanced or unbalanced load. So here you can notice by the 2 wattmeter method you can measure the power whether it is balanced or unbalanced. So what you have to do, just you have to take the 2 wattmeter. Here you can see in case of the star connection there is a 3 load Z1, Z2, Z3 which are connected as shown in the figure. So here W1 is connected between R phase and B phase, and W2, that is a second wattmeter, is connected between Y phase and B phase. So you can say that B phase is a common to both W1 and W2. So whatever the power that will be measured with the help of the W1, which can be calculated as, because as I told you that power is nothing but it is a product of voltage and current. So this wattmeter will give you the instantaneous power. So if you want to measure what is the value of that power in W1, so what you have to find out? The first thing that you have to find out, that is a current that is flowing through the R phase, and it can be said this current is IR, right? And what is the voltage between this R phase and B phase? Here you can see this voltage is basically called ERN, this one. So you have to find out the voltage between R and B. So this one. So that means voltage between from this circuit to this circuit. So here this voltage is ERN and another voltage is EBVN, which is opposing each other. So if you want to say that voltage VRB, so VRB is what? ERN minus EBN. So power measured by wattmeter W1 is equal to what? This current multiplied by this net voltage between R and B. And what is that voltage? That is called VRB, and VRB is what? ERN minus EBN. Similarly, you can find out the power measured by wattmeter W2. So what will be the power measured by W2? It is nothing but it is a product of current IY multiplied by the voltage between this Y phase and B phase. And here you can apply the KVL, so you can find out what is the voltage. So VYB is equal to what? VYB is equal to EYN minus EVN, because voltage across Z2 and voltage across Z3 is opposing each other. So you can say VYB is equal to EYN minus EVN. So power measured by wattmeter W2 is equal to what? Current IY multiplied by VYB, that is equal to EYN minus EVN. Similarly, you can measure the power in case of delta connection. So what is the power measured by W1 in case of delta? That means current flowing, that is a IR, and voltage between R and B is what? Voltage between R and B is basically, you can see, whatever the voltage across this Z3. So you can say this voltage is nothing but it is a VRB. So just multiply the voltage and current, you will be able to find out the power. So as I already told you that instantaneous current flowing through this R phase is equal to what? That is a IR, and voltage between voltage across wattmeter W1 is what? That is ERN minus EVN. So power is instantaneous power measured by W1 is equal to what? IR multiplied by ERN minus EVN. So this is the power measured by W1. Similarly, you can find out the power measured by W2. So current flowing through current coil of wattmeter W2 is what? That is IY, and voltage is what? Voltage is nothing but it is EYN minus EVN. So instantaneous power measured by this W2 is equal to current multiplied by voltage, and voltage is EYN minus EVN. Now we have to see whether these two wattmeter are capable to measure the power by all three phases. So just what you have to do, just you add the power measured by two wattmeter W1 and W2, just you add that, you can write W1 plus W2, and power measured by W1 is equal to what? IR multiplied by ERN minus EVN, and reading of WT is what? Reading of WT is equal to IY multiplied by EYN minus EVN. So just you open it, so it can be written as IR ERN minus IR EVN plus IY EYN minus IY EVN. So just you take the positive terms one side and negative terms on the other side. So you can say that if you are opening this bracket, so you can write W1 plus W2 is equal to IR ERN plus IY EYN, and take minus EVN as a common, so it is IR plus IY. So here you can notice in this current, so there is a three current, that is a IR plus IY plus IB. So summation of this current is equal to what? If it is a balanced system, so current is 0. So you can replace this IR plus IY by minus IB. So just put the value minus IB in place of IR plus IY. So you will get the final equation W1 plus W2 is equal to what? IR ERN plus IY EYN plus IB EBN. Here you can notice what is this IR and ERN. IR multiplied by ERN is nothing but it is powered by R phase, that is only this R phase between, or you can say powered across this Z1. Similarly, this IY into YN is powered measured by this phase. You can say this is, if you are assuming it is W2, and powered measured across this Z3 is equal to what? This IB multiplied by EBN. So here you can see, suppose if you say this reading of this is W3, so power measured by R phase is this one, power measured by Y phase is this one, and power measured by B phase, that is IB into EBN. So you can say it is measuring the three power. So total power absorbed in three phase holds at any instant is equal to what? P. So you can say P is equal to W1 plus W2. So we can conclude that total power measured in three phase can be measured by two wattmeter method, that is W1 plus W2. So you can say power P is equal to, this is a P, IR ERN plus IY EYN plus IB EBN is P is equal to W1 plus W2. So you can conclude this three phase power can be measured with help of two wattmeter method also. Now we are going to discuss two wattmeter method for the balance load. So power measured by 2 wattmeter method is basically sum of 2 wattmeter reading, which is equal to P equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi. It has already been discussed in the previous lecture. So total power in three phase system is what? P equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi. where VL is a line voltage, IL is a line current, and cos phi is a power factor. So this P is what? P is the actual power consumed in three-phase balanced load. Now here you can see in the diagram, so current through current coil of W1 is equal to what? That current is IR. So potential difference across the potential coil of W1 is equal to what? This BRB. BRB is nothing but it is BRN minus BBN. And phase difference between BRB and IR is 30 degree, 30 minus phi. Here you can see that the three phase, because we are assuming that it is a balanced system. So in case of balanced system, all the phase will have 120 degree between each phase. That means here you can see between phase angle BRN, BY1 is 120 degree. And between BBN and BYN is 120 degree. Between BRN and BBN is 120 degree. Now because we are interested to calculate the power in by the W1, so that is a power between this one W1 is equal to what? BRB. So we are interested to calculate the voltage BRB. So BRB can be written as BRN minus BBN. That means minus BBN, it is just equal opposite phase of BBN. So you can draw the phasor like this. So angle between this is what? Angle between BRN and BBN is 60 degree, and it is just because we are assuming that this BRN and BBN is equal, that means BRB will lag with respect to BRN is 30 degree. Here you can say because there is a lagging current and this current lagging is 5 degree. So here you can notice the phase angle between this current IR and BRB is equal to this 30 minus 5. So what is the power measured by W1? That is current IR multiplied by this BRB and power factor. Power factor means cosine angle between this BRB and IR, and that angle is what? 30 minus 5. So power measured by W1 is equal to what? BRB multiplied by IR into cos 30 minus 5. Similarly, the phase difference between BYB and IY is equal to what? Here you can notice that this is a BYB and this current is IY, and this angle is 30 degree. So angle between BYB and IY is equal to 30 plus 5. So power measured by wattmeter W2 can be written as BYB multiplied by IY multiplied by cos 30 plus 5. And we are assuming it is a balanced system, so you can say the voltage across each phase is equal to the line voltage. So you can say this BRY is what basically? This BRY is nothing but it is a line voltage. BYB is also a line voltage. So we can say BRY is equal to BYB is equal to BVR. So you can say this is a line voltage VL. So you can replace all these quantities by the line voltage, and current is, here you can notice this current is basically phase current is equal to the line current. So this IR, IY, IB can be replaced by the line current. So power measured by wattmeter W1 can be written as BL IL cos 30 minus 5, and power measured by W2 that is second wattmeter can be written as VL IL cos 30 plus 5. So sum of two wattmeter reading can be written as W1 plus W2. So it can be written as VL IL cos 30 minus 5 plus VL IL cos 30 plus 5. So this BLI and IL is a common between these two terms, so it can be taken outside. So you can write VL IL cos 30 minus 5 plus cos 30 plus 5. So now just open this formula. So cos A minus B is equal to what? Cos A plus cos B plus sin A sin B. So this can be written as cos 30 cos 5 plus sin 30 sin 5. Similarly, this cos 30 plus 5 can be written as cos 30 cos phi minus sin 30 sin phi. So here you can see that this term sin 30 sin phi can be cancelled by this term. That means this second term can be cancelled by fourth term. So it can be written as, now this cos 30 cos phi, here also a cos 30 cos phi. So here you can write VL IL to cos 30 cos phi. Right, now just put the value of cos 30. What is the value of cos 30? Value of cos 30 is nothing but it is a root 3 by 2. So this 2 will be cancelled out. So it is root 3 BL IL cos phi. So here you can notice the reading of 2 watt meter W1 plus W2 is equal to what? That is root 3 BL IL cos phi. And this is what? This is a power measured by 3-phase system. That is, it is denoted by P. So P is equal to root 3 BL IL cos phi, which is equal to the power measured by 2 watt meter W1 and W2. Now we are going to discuss determination of the power factor from watt meter reading. So as you know that we know W1 plus W2 is equal to what? Root 3 VL IL cos phi, where VL is a line voltage and IL is line current and cos phi is power factor. So similarly you can also find out the difference of the reading of the 2 watt meter, that is W1 minus W2. So it can be written as VL IL cos 30 minus phi minus cos 30 plus phi. Just open it and solve it. So after the solving this particular expression, so it can be written as W1 minus W2 is equal to 2 VL IL sin 30 sin phi. So what is the value of sin 30? Value of sin 30 is 1 by 2. So this 2 will be cancelled out. So you can say W1 minus W2 is equal to VL IL sin phi. Now you can write equation number 1 divided by equation number 2. So, or you can say equation number 2 divided by equation number 1. So W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2 can be written as VL IL sin phi upon root 3 VL IL cos phi. So this W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2 can be written as, because this VL IL is a common in numerator and denominator, so it will be cancelled out, and sin phi upon cos phi is what? It is nothing but it is a tan phi. So W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2 is equal to tan phi upon root 3. So tan phi can be written as root 3 W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2. Because now we are interested to calculate the power factor, and power factor is nothing but it is a cosine angle between voltage and current, or you can say cos phi. That means you must know what is the value of phase angle. So phase angle can be find out by this from this expression. So this phi can be written as tan inverse root 3 W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2. So what is the power factor cos phi? It can be written as cos phi is cos tan inverse phi, because phi is equal to tan inverse this one. So just put the value of phi in this expression. So it is cos tan inverse root 3 W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2. So this formula is very useful to calculate the power factor of that particular circuit. Now we are going to discuss determination of the reactive power from 2 watt meter reading. So as you know, W1 minus W2 is equal to what? VL IL sin phi. So just multiplied by the root 3 on both sides, left hand side and right hand side. So it can be written as under root 3 W1 minus W2 is equal to under root 3 BL IL sin phi. This under root 3 BL IL sin phi is what? It is equal to reactive power. So this under root BL IL sin phi is nothing but it is equal to reactive power. Now we are going to discuss effect of power factor on the 2 watt meter reading. So we will consider the different reading of the power factor, and then we will see what is the effect. So as you know, for the lagging power factor, the reading of the 2 watt meter are what? W1 is equal to VL IL cos 30 minus phi, which has already been discussed with help of the phasor diagram. And reading of the W2 is equal to what? It is VL IL cos 30 plus phi. So now we are analyzing the different condition. So first condition is what? If power factor is unity. Power factor is unity means cos phi is 1. If cos phi is 1, so what is the value of phi? That is 0, because cos 0 is 1. That means phase angle between voltage current is 0, or you can say it is working like a purely resistive circuit. So here phi is 0, so just put phi equal to 0 in W1 and W2. So what will be the reading of W1? Reading of W1 is equal to VL IL cos 30. Similarly, if you are putting phi equal to 0 in the reading of the W2, so it can be written as W2 is equal to VL IL cos 30. So here you can notice that when power factor is unity, so both the wattmeter will reading the equal measurement. That means reading of W1 is equal to the reading of W2. So this is the condition when power factor is unity. Now second condition that we are going to discuss, that power factor is 0.5, or you can say 1 by 2. So power factor is 0.5, so you can write cos phi is equal to what? Cos phi is equal to 0.5. And what is the condition that you get cos phi equal to 0.5? When put phi equal to 60, because cos 60 is what? Cos 60 is 1 by 2, which is equal to 1 by 2. That means at this condition, when power factor is 0.5, that means phase angle between voltage and current is 60 degree. So as you know, the reading of wattmeter W1 is equal to VL IL cos 30 minus phi, and W2 is equal to VL IL cos 30 plus phi. So just put the value phi is equal to 60 degree. So here you can notice, if you are putting phi equal to 60 degree, so W1 is equal to what? VL IL cos 30 minus phi, or you can say VL IL cos minus 30. So as you know, cos minus theta is equal to cos theta. So you can say W1 is equal to VL IL cos 30. Now you put the phi equal to 60 degree in the reading of the wattmeter second, that is W2. So W2 is equal to what? VL IL cos 30 plus phi. So just put the value of phi is equal to 60 degree. So 60 plus 30 is what? That is 90 degree. And cos 90 is what? Cos 90 is nothing but it is equal to 0. That means second wattmeter will give the reading is equal to 0. So all the power will be measured by the only one wattmeter, that is W1. Hence we can say when the power factor is 0.5, so one of the wattmeter W2 gives 0 reading, that is there will be no deflection in the wattmeter if it is an analog type wattmeter, and whole of the power is measured by other wattmeter, that is W1. Now we are going to discuss third condition, that when power factor is more than 0.5 but less than 1. So here you can see that cos phi is greater than 0.5 and less than 1. So if this condition, that means in that particular condition, that means phi is greater than 0 but less than 60 degree. So if you are going to find out what is the value of reading of wattmeter W1, so VL IL cos 30 minus phi. So of course it will give the positive reading, and the value of this W1 is equal to larger. And if you are putting this phi between 60 degree and 0 degree, so W2 will give you the positive but smaller. So total power P is equal to what? W1 plus W2, or you can say the reading of the larger reading and a smaller reading, because in this particular condition W1 will give you the larger reading and W2 will give you the smaller reading. Now we are going to discuss next condition, that power factor is less than 0.5 but less than 1. So here you can say cos phi is greater than 0 but less than 0.5, or you can say phi is greater than 60 degree but less than 90 degree. So this W1, that is VL IL cos 30 minus phi will give you the positive and larger value, and W2 will give you the negative but smaller reading. So when power factor is greater than 0 but less than 0.5, so total power can be said that P is equal to W1 plus W2, where value of W2 is negative reading. Now we are going to discuss two example on the basis of how the power can be measured in three-phase system. So here you can see that a balanced three-phase star connected load draws power from 440 volt, right? Because this is a three-phase system. So in three-phase system, the voltage is nearly about 440 volt. The 2 watt meter connected in the circuit indicate W1 is equal to 4.2 kilowatt, and second watt meter W2 is indicating 0.8 kilowatt. You have to calculate the power factor and current in the circuit. So just you extract what the data are given from the question. So here you can note down that W1 is equal to 4.2 kilowatt and W2 is equal to 0.8 kilowatt. So total power measured in three-phase system is equal to what? Reading of the 2 watt meter, that is W1 plus W2. So 4.2 plus 0.8, it comes 5.5 kilowatt. Now you have to calculate the power factor, and power factor is equal to what? Cos phi. That means you need to find out the phase angle first, and for finding out the phase angle you can use this formula. Tan phi is equal to root 3 W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2. So tan phi can be written as root 3 4.2 minus 0.8 upon 4.2 plus 0.8. So tan phi comes equal to 1.1778. So phi is equal to what? Tan inverse 1.1778. So it comes so if you put the value of this phi is equal to tan inverse 1.778 in the power factor, so it comes equal to 0.6472. So now you have calculated the power, you have calculated the power factor. Now we have to calculate what is the value of the load current. So as you know, the formula of the three-phase power is equal to what? That is P is equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi, and power is what? That is a 5 kilowatt, which has already been calculated. So 5 kilowatt means 5 into 1000. Root 3 VL is what? That is line voltage is 440, and IL you have to calculate, and value of power factor cos phi is 0.6472. So just after the solving you are able to calculate the value of load current. IL is equal to 10.137 ampere. Now we are going to discuss the second example. You have to draw the connection diagram for the measurement of power in three-phase star connected load using 2 watt meter method. In one such experiment, the load supplied was 30 kilowatt at 0.7 power factor lagging. So total power is given, right, and power factor is given. So here you can write down P is equal to what? W1 plus W2 is equal to 30 kilowatt. So this is equation number 1. Now power factor is given, that is cos phi is given 0.7. So you can easily find out the value of the phase angle. So phi is equal to what? Cos inverse 0.7. So it comes 45.57. So with the help of the phase angle, so you can find out the another reading, that is you can write tan phi is equal to what? Tan 45.57, it comes 1.0202. So as you know, this formula is very familiar to you. Tan phi is equal to root 3 W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2. So tan phi is what? 1.0202. So just put here. So here you can notice that this W1 plus W2 is also given, that is a 30. Now you can find out W1 minus W2. So W1 minus W2 is equal to what? 1.0202 multiplied by 30 divided by under root 3. So it comes 17.67 kilowatt. Now you have a two equation, that is W1 plus W2 is equal to 30 kilowatt, and another equation is W1 minus W2 is equal to 17.6 kilowatt. So you have two equation, you have two unknowns, so simply you can calculate this equation. So after the solving you are able to calculate W1 is equal to 23.835 kilowatt and W2 is equal to 6.165 kilowatt. So dear learner, in this lecture we have discussed how the power can be measured in the three-phase circuit. So first method is you can measure the power by 1 wattmeter also if it is a balanced system. You can also measure the power with the help of the 3 wattmeter method. So just you have to take the reading of all the 3 wattmeter, you take the algebraic sum, then you can find out the power by the 3 wattmeter method. If you want to calculate the power with the 2 wattmeter method, it has already been explained how you can measure the power in the 2 wattmeter method. Then we have discussed what is the effect of the different power factor. That is, we have assumed that we have seen that what is the effect of W1 and W2 power factor is 0 or unity and between some range. Dear learner, just I would like to inform you that we are offering one course, that is Principle of Electrical Science. Principle of Electrical Science. This comprehensive course on Principle of Electrical Science is mainly for the undergraduate, first year engineering or diploma student for all branch of engineering. The content of the course covers almost all the topics of basic electrical engineering, ranging from DC and AC circuit to electrical machines and transformer. In addition to this, low voltage electrical installation and elementary calculation for energy consumptions have also been covered so as to prepare the student for an in-depth study. In this course, easy explanation and topic and plenty of examples and illustrations are also discussed. So if you are interested to join this course, you can join this course through the SWAYAM. So this is all about the principle in the course, that topic, that how you can measure the power in case of 3-phase AC circuit. Thank you very much.